He is deeply, deeply corrupt. It is insane how corrupt he is. So there's reporting on that in the first term, right?
So seems like.
And in the second term, once a week or once every other week, you hear this story of Trump pardoning somebody, and you're like, he pardoned who? He pardoned who?
No, I definitely was saying that. Never mind
what was it, 1,200 January 6th rioters? Like, over 400 of them were violent criminals. Over 100 of them assaulted cops. Pardons them. Doesn't care. Because he wants you to know, if you commit a crime for him, it's not really a crime. I got your back, right? But that's just one example. You've seen the many examples. So we got some new ones for you. Ready? Trump has pardoned Paul Walzak 3 weeks after Paul's mother attended a $1 million per person Trump fundraiser. Oh, this gets worse, y'all. This gets worse. Ready? This guy went to jail for screwing over nurses and doctors at his nursing homes, taking $10 million from their paychecks to buy a yacht.
You look up and there's somebody who committed a Ponzi scheme being pardoned almost every day by Trump because they got money to do it. So they've been doing it in their community, is just reaching hip hop. Now, the reason why Boosie went with Berkman and Associates is because his lawyer have had several clients that they helped get pardoned. January 31st had passed. Boosie then put in the refund to get his $300,000 back. But these criminals told Boosie, but we can't give you back the money. We can't give you back the $300,000, even though that's what the contract says, even though that's what we agreed upon. And you know why they can't give Boosie back the money? Because according to them, due to overturned costs, we are effectively bankrupt. All right, the company is bankrupt, bro. We can't give you back the money because we're in bankruptcy. Sorry, we don't got the money. Now, Berkman and Associates said in a statement, no provision to return half the fees was ever actually agreed to. This is the first known. Oh my God, this is a nasty. They sent Boosie the contract. Boosie signed.
GS3 Media TV, and I'm back with another video. What's going on, chat, man? We got some more Poetic Flacco news for you to use and not abuse, man. GS3 Media TV, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and we're going to keep good vibes. And you see the caption, this little Boosie news is about to go bad, man. Let's see what's going on.
In prison. His sentencing was November, but it ultimately got pushed back to January. After pleading guilty in August, he was still looking at 15 years. So he met up with two men at the advice of his attorney in September. The two men he met up with in September is Jack Berkman and Jacob Wall. Now, he met up with them asking for help to keep him out of jail ahead of his sentencing, which was supposed to be in November. Now, the two men he met up with, Jack Berkman, he has a company called Berkman and Associates. He's a professional lobbyist. Boosie had took a plea deal, but he didn't want to leave anything to chance. He didn't want to go to court and the judge give him 15 years. So he met up with these dudes to ask for their help to keep him out of jail. How could they do that? Well, he got a Fed case. These dudes promised Boosie they will go to Trump and they will ask Trump to pardon Boosie.
Wait. So you mean tell me it's that easy to just go to Trump and get a pardon?
Boosie, and Trump will pardon Boosie. The reason they were so confident they could keep Boosie out of jail is because it's a wide open secret by now that Donald Trump receives money to pardon people, but he's
okay.
It's not just receiving anybody's money. Like you just can't walk up to Donald Trump and say, hey, bro, here's my money, pardon me. You have to go through lobbyists. You have to go through a middleman. You have to go through somebody that can keep it discreet, which is why you see NBA Youngboy got pardoned. He paid. Kodak Black got pardoned. He paid, right? The labels is paying for their artists to get pardoned, right? Because, again, it's a smart business move. Why keep Youngboy in jail who can make you $30 million when you could pay $1 million to get him pardoned? So it's an open secret. Donald Trump is pardoning people for money, but you have to go through a middleman, and the middleman are people like Berkman and Associates.
So, guys, there was some reporting in the first term about how at the end of it, Trump had this like pay-to-play scheme where if you could find a way to give him some money, then he would find a way to pardon the people that you want him to pardon. There was connections between like a bunch of rappers have this agent, and those agents have connections to Ivanka or Jared Kushner. And behind the scenes, there was a lot of movement where it was like, hey, we'll give you money. You got to pardon this Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, all these other people, random people who you would think, why is Trump pardoning this? It's so bizarre. It's so weird. Well, it's because all he cares about is the money. He is deeply, deeply corrupt. It is insane how corrupt he is. So there's reporting on that in the first term, right?
So seemed like
and in the second term, once a week or once every other week, you hear this story of Trump pardoning somebody, and you're like, he pardoned who? He pardoned who?
No, I definitely was saying that.
What was it, 1,200 January 6th rioters? Like over 400 of them were violent criminals. Over 100 of them assaulted cops. Pardons them, doesn't care. Because he wants you to know, if you commit a crime for him, it's not really a crime. I got your back, right? But that's just one example. You've seen the many examples. So we got some new ones for you. Ready? Trump has pardoned Paul Walzak 3 weeks after Paul's mother attended a $1 million per person Trump fundraiser. Oh, this gets worse, y'all. This gets worse. Ready? This guy went to jail for screwing over nurses and doctors at his nursing homes, taking $10 million from their paychecks to buy a yacht.
You look up and there's somebody who committed a Ponzi scheme being pardoned almost every day by Trump because they got money to do it. So they've been doing it in their community. It's just reaching hip hop. Now, the reason why Boosie went with Berkman and Associates is because his lawyer have had several clients that they helped get pardoned. So Boosie was almost confident that these were the guys who could get him a pardon. So they came to an agreement with Boosie where Boosie would pay them $600,000. For consultation. So the scope of services that Boosie paid for is a consultant is retained by client Boosie Torrance Hatch to provide exclusive strategic advisory and advocacy services for the sole purpose of seeking and securing a full presidential pardon for the charges to which client has pled guilty in a matter of United States versus Torrance. It's the gun case, like you guys know, okay? So the primary and exclusive objectives of this engagement is to obtain a presidential pardon. So they were supposed to get a pardon. Now, this was not a, hey, we're gonna get a pardon, and if we don't get a pardon, hey, bro, we tried, but you're just paying us for advice. That's not it, no, right? They actually put, listen, conducting high-level strategic outreach and direct lobbying with key officials within the White House counsel's office to ensure the pardon petition receives thorough and favorable consideration. But he didn't just pay for advice, he paid for guarantees. So this was signed September 25th, a month after Boosie pled guilty. They had until January 31st. Now, this is a typo right here, by the way, because this was signed September 25th, 2025. This is supposed to say January 31st, 2026, but the agreement was, I guess this is like a rough draft that was later like edited and remanded. But the agreement was they will give Boosie a pardon by January 31st, 2026, whichever occurs first, okay? The pardon, close of business days, or January 31st, 2026. Now, if Boosie does not get the pardon, they would offer Boosie a refund. So it says right here, if a full presidential pardon for the matter is not secure for the client by close of business on January 31st, again, this will say 2026, consultation shall refund $300,000 to the client. The refund is conditioned upon the following procedure. So they would keep $300,000 for themselves because they did the work and they contacted the proper officials and they went through and did everything. But if they cannot secure the pardon, you would get $300,000 back, which I'll be real, if you have a criminalistic mind, this is like the perfect business to be in. I could charge people $50,000 to get them a presidential pardon, but I'll say, hey, you give me $50,000 for me to do the work, and if you don't get the pardon, you get only $25,000 back. I could take people money all day and just give them half the money back once the time frame is over and do no work at all. I don't know why anybody would agree to this. I'm in the wrong business, man. That's like a guaranteed jug, bruh. Take money all day and refund half. That's about it. So, the refund will be under certain conditions. The client must submit a written request for the consultant for the refund. Consultant shall return the funds within 3 business days of receiving the client's written request. The funds shall be transferred via bank wire to a bank account designated in writing by the client. The payment schedule, the entire retainer fee of $600,000 is due in full. So he pays $600,000. Now, here's the thing. Boosie pled guilty in August. Boosie's sentencing was pushed from November to January. Boosie was ultimately sentenced, I think, January 13th. After Boosie was sentenced, he never received any jail time. He received a suspended sentence. So he got probation plus a suspended sentence that kept him out of jail. So January 13th, Boosie found out, okay, he didn't have to go to jail, but he still has $600,000 of his money out there for a pardon that had not come yet. So once the deadline of January 31st had passed, Boosie then put in the refund to get his $300,000 back. But these criminals told Boosie, but we can't give you back the money. We can't give you back the $300,000, even though that's what the contract says, even though that's what we agreed upon. And you know why they can't give Boosie back the money? Because according to them, due to overturned costs, we are effectively bankrupt. All right, the company is bankrupt, bro. We can't give you back the money because we're in bankruptcy. Sorry, we don't got the money. Now, Bergman and Associates said in a statement, no provision to return half the fees was ever actually agreed to. This is the first known. Oh my God, this is a nasty. They sent Boosie the contract. Boosie signed the contract, gave it back to him, and kept a copy. But I'm assuming that typo of January 31st, 2025, instead of 2026, gives them a way out because the contract, I guess, is like void and void. Who knows? But I don't know. So they told Boosie via text message, hey, bro, we can't pay you, right? We can't pay you, bro, because, well, you know, we're in bankruptcy right now. We don't have any money to pay you. Then they wrote to this news article, hey, we actually never agreed to give him half, even though that's what the contract says. That's what they told Notice. And then when TMZ contacted them, they told TMZ a whole different story. Boosie just got finessed and jugged. Yo, they legally just robbed Boosie. They're giving different stories to anybody who asks. They tell Boosie we bankrupt, tell this other publication, well, we never agreed to that. And now look at the other excuse they just told TMZ as to why they can't pay Boosie back the money. They tell TMZ, listen, Boosie has no reason to be unhappy. In 30 years of lobbying, I doubt we have ever done more work and harder work. The provision in the contract he is referencing was never agreed to at all. The other factor is that Boosie's quest for a pardon was made much tougher by an arrest for an alleged crime of violence in Texas earlier this year. We tried very, very, very hard. They're saying, listen, we couldn't get the pardon for Boosie because Boosie caught another case. But here's the problem. They were supposed to give Boosie this pardon January 31st, 2026. Boosie got arrested last month in May. Boosie got arrested in May for the incident in Texas, like in Houston. So how are you supposed to get a pardon in January, but you're saying you couldn't get the pardon in January for something Boosie did in May of this year? Are you dumb? Now, when Boosie heard that, bro, Boosie, he lost his mind on Twitter. Boosie went crazy. Boosie goes, Jack, shut your lying up. Talking about this stuff in Houston messed up the pardon. You were sued in March. This happened at the end of May. Don't start lying now. I gave you 3 months to send my money back. You told me, or talking about Trump signed the pardon, got me running around a damn house jumping, saying you just talked to the president, you played with the wrong one. Yo, this man told Boosie, hey, bro, I just talked to Trump. He's signing the pardon. Congratulations, bro. You not going to jail. Boosie running up the route, jumping around. Yes, we did. Only for him to find out it was all cap. You play with the wrong one. I'm suing y'all in federal court now. Ponzi scheme out the non-victims y'all got this year. I was the wrong one. Oh my God, bro. Yo, listen, man. Yo, these things is kind of harder to, first off, it's terrifying and it's scary to figure out that any criminal could just pay for a pardon. Now, I don't think that money was enough. What I heard, these pardons is going for like a mil at the lowest. And a mil is cause you cool with the family, like you friends with Trump, you pay a mil. But if he don't know you, bro, I heard it's like 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5 up. So the 600,000 to me was a quick jug for him, bro. Like they wasn't getting a pardon, right, for 600,000. All right, it's not. But Trump not pardoning you for 500,000. Sorry. So to me, like this is what the jug was about. Okay, the jug was about this. But y'all let me know in the comment section, man.
GS3 Media TV, like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna keep good vibes, mud. And at the end of the day got to end.